After that crazy transfer deadline day, winter transfer deadline day, which saw some Ghanaian players make some moves, it's now time for the calm of analyzing the moves that have been made. Today, we'll talk about KAMALDEEN'S Sulemana, who was the latest Ghanaian to make a move out of his club side in Rennes into Southampton. He is joining them for 4.5 years. We'll be looking at the deal and what it entails as KAMALDEEN becomes the latest Ghanaian to join the Premier League. 8 Ghanaians now in the Premier League. We'll be looking at them closely. We'll also be talking about the captain of the Ghana Black Stars, Ayew, who rumors were rife that he would be joining Everton. Nottingham Forest came into the picture. We'll see what happens and why he is now currently clubless, and if it is still possible for him to make a deal to join another club. We'll look at all that today. As usual, subscribe if you have not. Click on the notification bell to get more updates. Sahara Football merch are in the merch store. You can get it and you can support us by purchasing merch. Links are in the description. We'll jump right into it, and first of all, we'll talk about KAMALDEEN'S Sulemana, who made a deadline day move into Southampton. He has joined them and they announced it on their website. The KAMALDEEN has joined from Rennes subject to work permit and international clearance. So those two have to go through before he can play any match for Saints. But the paperwork was done in time and he is officially a player for Southampton. The 20-year-old Ghanaian international has completed a deadline day transfer from French club on a contract until 2027. And now he becomes the 4th signing for Nathan Jones' squad in the January window, following the arrivals of Miroslav Orsic, Charlie Alcaraz, and James Bree. Capped 15 times for his country, including 2 appearances at the World Cup, Sulemana is already experienced on both club and international level and is comfortable either in the wide or central position. This is another really positive addition for us, Nathan Jones, coach of Southampton, said. Having played youth football in his home country, he moved to Denmark to join FC Nordsjælland in 2020, making an immediate impact as he scored 14 times in 42 appearances. That led to Rennes signing him in 2021, with Sulemana continuing to enhance his reputation there. He departs having made 47 appearances and contributing 6 goals for the French Ligue 1 side. Marred by a lot of injuries, mind you. Hopefully he stays 100% fit this time around. KAMALDEEN is someone who does that. Southampton manager Nathan Jones said this is a really positive addition for us this month. We are obviously being keen to add little more potency to this side. And KAMALDEEN is someone who does that for us. He's at a stage in his career where we feel he can help us in the immediate term, but also continue to grow and develop further into the future. So KAMALDEEN will join Salisu Mohammed at Southampton. We'll be sure, you can be sure that Salisu is the one probably who whispered into his ear that he should join Southampton, after Everton also came into the question on who they wanted to sign. They wanted to sign Everton too. Well, on the table of negotiations, they were interested in signing KAMALDEEN, and he veered towards Southampton. Southampton are bottom of the pile right now. A lot of work needs to be done. Many say it's a risky move for KAMALDEEN because he will be struggling to stay in the Premier League with Southampton, who are struggling right now. I will call it a challenge, and I'll say that he can live up to that challenge. But this move is subject to a work permit and international clearance that is not yet in. So probably you will not see him in the lineup this weekend unless that is expedited. We'll see about that. But KAMALDEEN has joined the English Premier League and taken the number of Ghanaians in the Premier League to 8. We'll look at those 8 later. But another Ghanaian player who was on the radar of Everton and Nottingham Forest was Ayew. Unfortunately for Ayew, none of those moves went through, and he is now without a club. Currently, after leaving Al Sadd, the contract with Al Sadd was terminated by mutual consent, and Ayew right now has no club. I don't know whether there's a move to sign him up for another club, which can be done outside the transfer window that has just closed, or if there are any moves forthcoming for Andre Ayew. But currently, Andre Ayew is without a club. We'll see what happens in the coming months, and if that will affect him and his inclusion in the Ghana Black Stars team, who are yet to announce a coach themselves. So we'll see whether the coach sees that as something that will mean the captain of the side does not get to play in the upcoming qualifiers. We'll see about that, and we'll see how things go on that front. But Andre Ayew is without a club after rumors were rife that he would go to either Everton or Nottingham Forest. None of those moves were successful, and he is now without a club. Let me know your thoughts in the comments box. Where next for Andre Ayew, who has no club at the moment? Transfer deadline day is over at Chelsea, where one of the biggest stories of the transfer deadline, finally getting Enzo Fernandez and making him the most expensive player in the English Premier League. £120 million is really a huge sum for someone who had a good World Cup, has been great with Benfica, but does he warrant that amount? Well, only time will tell. But Chelsea and Todd Bowley wanted him, and they got their man, and it has been an interesting couple of weeks and months that they have been pursuing Enzo Fernandez. The deal went off, he came back on, they finally got in their man, and it's going to be interesting how he does in the English Premier League. A lot of Ghanaians, as I said, have joined the Premier League, and there are 8 of them actually. And KAMALDEEN'S, the latest, he will join Mohamed Salisu at Southampton. Antoine Semenyo also made a move, and he is with AFC Bournemouth. Tariq Lamptey of Brighton and Hove Albion, also a person who many thought would move out into Marseille. It did not happen. It was interest from Marseille for him. Daniel Amate is with Leicester City, and he is also staying put there. Jeffrey Schlupp and Jordan Ayew, both at Crystal Palace, also there. And Thomas Partey with Arsenal. 8 Ghanaians in the top flight of English football in the Premier League. We'll be monitoring them closely and bringing you updates on them as and when we get them. So that was the transfer deadline for Ghanaians, and for the biggest newsmakers, that is Chelsea. Who do you think are the winners of the transfer deadline day? Arsenal got Jorginho as a backup of sorts for Thomas Partey, who has a little problem, and it looks like it will not be an issue, but as a backup for their title charge, they needed a player like Jorginho, and they got him. A good buy, a good addition. Let me know your thoughts in the comments box on the transfer deadline day business that was done by your various clubs and all of them, and what you think about their moves in the leagues. Let me know what you think. So that has been it for today. Talking to you about KAMALDEEN'S joining Southampton for 4.5 years. Wow, amazing move there. And hopefully he does help get them out of relegation. AFC Bournemouth also signed Antoine Semenyo. They are in the bottom 3. Really a lot of hard work for these young Ghanaians to do. Also talking about Andre Ayew and the fact that he is without a club, and the 8 Ghanaian players who are now in the English Premier League. I'll see you guys in the next one. Enjoy the rest of the week.